Hello everybody, Card Dreamer here, your other hero, coming at you on behalf of D-Class. And today, we are bringing you part 1 of our new mini-series, Destiny 2 Deconstructed. The purpose of these videos is to really break down and deconstruct, see what I did there? All the pros and cons, the things we liked and disliked about Destiny 2 thus far. And we didn't do this at launch on purpose because games of this nature don't tend to stay the same very long since launch. There's always going to be quality of life changes, tweaks, and so forth. There isn't going to be too much content added, but we wanted to wait and see really how things fell and really how they felt after a while. Launch really is kind of a way to psych you out. You get excited and you're excited about something when you first do it, but you want to see how it holds up once that wears off. So with that in mind, we have me, Card Dreamer, we have Ash, we have very special guest, Little CD, and we are going to get the opinions of others as well as we take a look at the different aspects that make up Destiny 2. This first video will begin with the story. Destiny's 2 story hit a lot of great notes. However, on the notes that it did miss, it missed hard. And I felt that this culminated in a story they really didn't fully explore or tell. First, I want to go into the cinematics. I think they were absolutely beautiful. They were very well done, and I was glad to see more cinematics tying together the narrative. That part was very well done. Um, and in fact, pacing of the story was actually really good up until near the end. They really kind of bum rushed it, and that's where I'm starting to have a lot of my gripes is that they built this big epic threat, which I actually did not think they were going to pull off after witnessing Siva and the Taken King in the first Destiny. I felt like what could possibly be more threatening? Even Siva didn't live up to the Taken King, in my opinion, as far as threat levels go. But when they introduced Gull and his Red Legion of Cabal, and the way they just came in and obliterated the tower and they took over the Traveler, I was blown away and was like, holy crap, here's a threat. This was very well done. This is kind of more what I would have liked to see more of in Destiny 1 even. I mean, this was a militaristic threat. This was something tangible, a little more real that even the Taken King, as much as I love it, didn't have. So when they introduced this villain and they reintroduced you to all the characters that were from Destiny 1 even, they really did some exploring. They really left intrigue, mystery. I love getting to know Cayde, Ikora, Zavala, see how their relationship interacts more and works. Great dynamics. In fact, I really loved how they treated Zavala almost like he was another player character when it came time to that introductory mission you did. He did his super, generated orbs for you. It was really cool. That made him feel like he was one of you. Cayde, you can't go with it without mentioning Cayde when it comes to Destiny 2. They pulled all the stops out for Cayde in this game. They touched upon his humor, they touched upon his character in Destiny 1, and he was a great character, but this is phenomenal. Cayde is hilarious. Cayde is definitely hands down the best character in all of Destiny so far. Anybody who argues is just flat out wrong. I mean, Cayde is just great. And even Ikora, I thought was really well done. There was only one aspect of her that kind of annoyed me, and again, I think that went to pacing of the story more than anything. When everybody splits up, when it came to losing their ability to touch the light, Ikora was like, "No, no, I can't." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "You do all the work for her." And she's like, "Yeah, I got to get back." I mean, it just really bugged me that Ikora was so wishy-washy when they built her up to be this fierce character, and she was so easy to give up, and then you do all the work, and for no reason she's like, yeah, I gotta go back. And it's like, really? No, that kind of bugged me, but I was willing to overlook it for the sake of the dynamic and the other characters. I suppose. Overall, just really enjoyed that. Gull was a villain that I was really loving to see. Um, Not to really say he's on the same level, but for anybody who maybe was into Star Wars or read the EU, the original EU, there's a villain called Grand Admiral Thrawn. Gull obviously isn't on that level, but there were elements there of that villain that I really liked. He wasn't a simple black and white villain. You saw what was motivating him. You saw that it wasn't just about conquering. He did want to understand, and I loved it. I wanted to see where that was going. I wanted to see if maybe he evolved as a character. Did it make him a bigger threat, or did he see some error in his ways and he turned on his own people? I was just really curious to see where this was going. However, it was up to the point when, spoiler alert, he was speaking to the speaker, trying to understand, and then his mentor comes in and tells him this isn't how it works. You need to take the power of the traveler and make it your own, yada yada yada. And at first, Gull strangles him. I don't know if he's dead or just unconscious. I don't really feel like it was a killing blow, but I could be wrong. You kind of feel like he didn't quite agree with the word of his mentor, and maybe he wasn't going to listen. And then next thing you know, he's got the power of the traveler, so to speak, or of guardians combined. I don't know how else to really word it. He's got, quote unquote, this light power now. And I didn't like it. I felt that was very rushed, very forced. It was kind of like, hey, we're running out of time. Just get to the ending. Skip these middle chapters. And that was really bad for me because they had so many directions to take this, so much potential. And I would have been okay if the storyline did not actually get resolved, if they made it more of a 3-part act. Because when you bought Destiny 2 up front, you already know they were going to have 2 expansions. I would have liked to have seen the next 2 expansions kind of expound upon the story, make it a trilogy, so to speak. They could have really went far with that, but they didn't do that. They bum rushed the ending to heck, and that was very disappointing. And even to now, they really did not explore anything more. Um, that just was saddening. Another aspect I do want to touch on are the adventures in the game. These were side quests, so to speak, that you could do that were definitely above patrol missions, but were not quite story missions. Throughout the story, you helped Hawthorne and a couple others throughout little personal missions, and the adventures kind of expounded upon those. There were things that get mentioned that the adventures would help you work with, or would let you explore those directions of the story that the main story doesn't have time to focus on. So those were really cool, well executed. I did like those, and I would like to see more of those. The other aspect, though, that is a negative to me was your guardian. And by that, I mean the fact that I don't like how your guardian pretty much has no personality. I understand they want you to feel like the guardian, they want you to put yourself in his position, but I don't feel it works, and I don't feel they do anything to really draw you in to make you want to do that or to do that. In Destiny 1, your guardian didn't speak very much. I think there might have been 1 or 2 cinematic scenes where he does talk. Specifically, I can think of when he teases his ghost about, or her ghost, about being called Little Light. It at least gave your character some kind of personality. That made him kind of the quiet, reserved one. He preferred to step back, listen, and take action. Not necessarily without thinking, though. He just let others do what they do and made a decision based on it. In this one, your guardian doesn't speak at all, and I do not like that. He's he or she is getting beat around at the end of the first mission, and you don't even so much as hear a grunt, a groan, nothing. And that's, to me, that makes no sense. It's not even very realistic. It's very disheartening. It's very detracting from trying to be involved with this world when you can't even get involved with your own character. And I thought that's very disappointing. I do love your ghost, still the same personality, but again, it ties into what I'm saying about the Guardian. I don't want my ghost to do all the talking for me. I am my own individual. I am my own being, so to speak. Let me have a say. I do hope that eventually they flesh this out. Now, I do want to wrap up with a couple other small things. There are, throughout the different planets that you can visit, there are scannable objects that add more to the lore and the the universe around you, so to speak. It does make it feel like a bigger place. Um, in this sense, I do kind of miss Grimoire, in the sense that you could go back and look it up once you've scanned it and reread it. I thought that would have been a nicer way of introducing it. Destiny 1's Grimoire cards were ridiculous in the sense that you could never access them through the game. But if they had balanced that, it would have been a lot better. I do like that there are things to discover and find lying around as kind of repercussions of this story and past events. That would have been cool. The raid does kind of cap off the events of this story. You kind of realize that if you don't get it through the main story, you'll get that Gaul was not acting on behalf of the Cabal Empire, which, no surprise anyway. That's all I really have to say about the story, really. But this video is not just about my point of view. We wanted to do a well-rounded video with showcasing different people's point of views. So with that being said, let's move on to Asch, our D-Class hero.
I'm Asch, your D-Class hero, and this is my interpretation of Destiny 2. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is, they definitely made it more cinematic. I really enjoyed the cutscenes of the game. There were definitely a lot more compared to the first one. Problem was, it felt rushed. And that kind of goes into the story aspect. I mean, look, you start out, you see the downfall of, the tower, the last stronghold of humanity. Space Bane comes in, whoops everyone's ass, steals a light, kicks your dude off of, from a ship. Somehow doesn't die after having his light taken away. Because, okay, human, robot, whatever that the space elves are, the Awoken or whatever. Yeah, you survive that fall. When the light's the thing that keeps you alive, your ghost is barely functioning. And this is just the start of the game. It's a really good way to start it. It really gets you involved, and it does a good way of resetting everything. But then you go through the story, you progress more. The settlement's not that bad, the farm. I like it. But as the game progresses, the story evolves more, it feels more intricate and connected, which I like. I like that a lot. Once you start getting more towards the space aspect, getting the Titan and all that stuff, from there things start to get rushed, in my opinion. And you go from Papa Smurf, move on to the Space Warlock chick. I don't really pay attention to names. I know who they are. I'm just kind of trying to be funny. Once you get to that point, she's giving up and everything. She's given up, doesn't care, life's gonna end, whatever. Then, okay, you do one, maybe two missions, hey, what are you guys doing? Stop lollygagging, let's get stuff done. I'm okay, I do all the work, you do jack, and you're telling me to hurry up? Bitch, please. Cade is still the best thing about the game. Always will be. Always is. There's no argument about that. And if you argue otherwise, you can fight me in Crucible. Just saying. The speaker is probably one of my favorite things about the second game compared to the first one. First one, he had little to no dialogue interaction or anything of the sort. I like him in the second game because dude is savage. He pretty much tells Gaul to off himself, and it's great. I mean, not something I expected from, oh, the Traveler says blah blah blah, or this, or blah. Like, I don't care, man. Bring me the savage speaker, and I'm okay with that. Your supers, I like how you gain, for example, I'm a hunter in the game. One of my favorite classes. When I get the gunslinger class, you go through kind of that visual history of how the gunslinger, class came to be. You see Cade, other gunslingers, in like this weird holographic forest, and you gotta find that shard of the Traveler and gain your power back. That's a good story in my opinion, and it fits in this world they're trying to make. I want to say, had they spread out the story a little bit more, didn't quite rush it as fast, I personally would have been more happy with it. Others will argue with me, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I feel like they should have slowed down a little bit towards the middle of the story. Because you go from, okay, find the, 3 main Guardian guides from the tower who are on all these separate planets or doing their own thing. You go from that to, okay, we need to stop this star-exploding Death Star laser thing. It's literally a space cannon that destroys the sun. It destroys stars. It's pretty much the equivalent to the Death Star, except instead of moons, it's a star. The characters they add in the game, like Failsafe, pretty much Claptrap meets Gladys. It's the best thing ever. Probably one of my favorite new characters in the game, just because it's a love-hate thing and they love to hate you. Whatever you want to call it, the game is what it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Destiny 2, a universe filled with aliens, strange creatures, monsters that all want to kill you, and guardians that apparently just don't do enough. Hey, I'm Little CD, and I'm here to talk about Destiny 2. More specifically, I'm here to talk about the campaign. Now first, I should say, I didn't actually beat the first one. I was actually kind of bored with it, though. I did start playing it, and I got an item where I was level 40, so that might have got rid of some of the challenge, but one of the biggest issues was I really had no idea what I was doing. I don't even know why I was killing these creatures, but, it was fun. Seeing all the glimmer explode from their heads, it was great. But no matter how many heads I popped off, I was just not satisfied. I didn't do everything I could have. Again, my fault. But I still just didn't feel motivated. There's nothing pushing me at all. I didn't have a connection to any of the characters. I barely knew who they were. They just gave me loot. And, that's about it for how I felt about them. But Destiny 2 actually made me enjoy it. The opening cutscene actually established a decent setting of where I was in the universe. Yeah, I knew it was Earth on the tower, but now I know even more. And I even got a feeling that each character is special, from Ikora to Cade to everyone. They all have their own special abilities. But hey, the best part about it was there was actually cutscenes. They looked good, they sounded good, the voice actors were good. Oh, so good. But the cutscenes overall were just amazing, and I think they did a good job on it. I think they did a good job on just including cutscenes, which was what Destiny was lacking. And now that I'm on the topic of story, I should give you a brief little summary of it. So just don't care, play the game. I'm about to give you a summary. So, spoiler alert. So, it turns out your Guardian was on a mission, and he was probably saving the world, kicking butt, and killing some aliens that may or may not have deserved it. Would not be surprised. And we also see at the tower is Ikora, Cade, and the Schmuck Titan, which I don't know his name. Oh well. It's nighttime, the night is lit up, and apparently there's issues. They lost communication. What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Turns out some ships came and they polluted the sky with some black smoke. They're gonna die from freezing. How nice. Nope, they are launching missiles. They really want us to die. What do? We probably killed their family or something. Again, would not surprise me. The kind of thing Guardians do. And in quick response, the Schmuck Titan, who shall not be named, saved everyone, well, some people in the tower by putting up a large shield and telling them to get inside. Ooh, buy me dinner there first. So we're left to assume that they're still alive. And now we're cutting back to your Guardian. Your ghost is seen trying to contact the tower, but he doesn't get anywhere. What's going on? We don't know. So we're rushing back to the tower, and bam! Everything is gone. It's all exploded. It's nice. I can actually read the armory and now become the very best guardian there was. I've done a lot of stuff. I think I deserve it. Anyways, so now we're rushing around trying to save everyone and be helpful by killing more people. We are never done killing people. Isn't it fun? That's a guardian's job. First we see Cade finishing up, and then we see the Titan, and then we see Ikora, and this all leads us to get onto Gaul's ship to try to stop him. Long story short, we fail. We get our butts kicked. Literally. The rest of the game is pretty much trying to just kill Gaul. Yay, another assassination mission underway. But oh well, I still had fun. The campaign was actually really fun. I enjoyed each and every mission. The Cade was probably the best part by far. He was so funny. Ikora and the Titan, a little lacking, but their own person, and everyone has their own preference. I'm a warlock, but I still like Cade. Overall, the campaign was really good. I enjoyed it every single moment. I didn't catch myself rushing to complete the campaign for the loot that was promised to me. And I didn't just rush to beat it because I could say I beat it. No, I actually enjoyed it. I wanted to play all the way through. And I recommend playing Destiny 2 just for the campaign alone, actually. I enjoyed all the characters I met. I enjoyed all the planets I went to. I enjoyed knowing I had a purpose in this universe. You were to become the next speaker. But they still deny you that. Actually, it was never brought up, but it would have been nice to be the next emperor. But no, they don't want the player having too much power. I want the power, but they don't trust me. Even though that's probably the only part missing from the campaign, I would play it again. And I did. So that's how good it was. So all those who played the first Destiny and want to play the second one, by all means do it. The campaign alone, I actually just enjoyed again. I'm enjoying it. It's great. So play it for the campaign at least. For all those people who don't want to play it because they had a bad experience with Destiny 1, well, all I can say is you're actually missing out on this one. Whether the Bungie is still a bunch of money-grabbing freaks or not, it was a good campaign. They did a good job on it. So there's my take on the campaign. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What are your opinions? Did I miss anything? Anything. So let us know. Talk to us. Please. We're desperate. Woo! This is Little CD. Away.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Ash, and Little CD, all given our unique perspective on the campaign for Destiny 2. Yes, sometimes some of our opinions coalesced and we all shared. Sometimes we differed, especially Little CD in his desire and need to overthrow the speaker and replace him, but I I can't get through to him on that one. But that's not all. A fellow clanmate of mine within Destiny 2 community also would like to have shared his opinion on what he felt about the story. Unfortunately, I cannot get audio for him, but he did shoot me a message on the clan chat, which I will share for you now here. Tomahawk Dan states, I thought the story narrated pretty well linking to Destiny 1. If I was a newcomer to the game, it would be very strange for me to get to grips with it at first. The maps are large enough, but I was not really impressed on how you had to start the story mode from a checkpoint. I found myself fighting pointless firefights for needless things just to get to the flag I needed to be at. The story was of the best executed stories in games I have played. The whole thing, the sense of feeling and helplessness, felt pretty real, and I was gripped from the start to the finish, and the lore was good, although I like Destiny 1's, which was much better. Almost felt like they simmed over the lore a bit. Continues to state, the cinematic were great, although after your first character, it seemed to drag. But the first time run was great, told the story pretty much to a T. There is a silly mystery surrounding the whole lore. It feels like there is way more to come. Like, why did they build the speaker's room? And who was the speaker? And who will become the new speaker? That reminds me of Little CD. Or if we have a new speaker, will he be a good guy or a bad guy? Is the light even good or is it bad as the dark? To which no one knows what the dark is. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 4 different views on what Destiny 2 is cinematically, story-wise, and it's been very enlightening. It's been a very polarizing game. We're going to explore it more, and we really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below. Tell us what you think about the story. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What was your favorite parts? What were the things you didn't like? Did you even not try it because of things with Destiny 1? Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we are D-Class. On behalf of myself, Ash, Little CD, and our special guest, Tomahawk Dan, we'll see you next time.